It's 1 a.m. Well past the time that I should really be playing,
Me already?
but I don't really care. Collect prizes? No, not gonna do that now. What's he got? Okay, back, back. Identify some cards. A new magic ring. Slow effects on the character are shorter. Chance to do it after killing a monster is 3% per monster heart. It's cute and all. Don't need it. New boots. I have boots. Okay, so boots I am wearing. Wearing these ones. More damage from fire for less. Electric shocks. Better chance to dodge gargoyles, better chance to hit gargoyles. Chance to hit goats, max health increased by 1. I'm good with the ones that I have. Gargoyles are very plentiful after all. That's alright. Shrouded Mysteries just got an achievement. Identified 20 cards with the same. Yeah, that's the achievement I just got. Incredibly tempted to take this, but I mean, if I do, like, what am I going to do with it? So I think I'd rather try to upgrade some cards. I put some mark on my fingernail earlier, just I thought it'd be fun. It's mostly worn off, and it's like it's only been like that for like an hour, maybe. Alright, a lot of cards I could upgrade, including my Leap of Faith that I have. Can heal on use. More chance to give 2 seconds of immunity. Cooldown time less, which doesn't matter. But the cost goes up. Amulet of Life. Generates 1 heart per 2 seconds. Generates 1 heart per second. Honestly, I almost... no. Maybe. I kind of really want this. I could upgrade for, what, 2 more life runes and get it. That would be awesome. The shield, that's useful. The boots... Clear path obstacles and trample spiders are also 2 things that I like the idea of, but gosh, that's a lot of life runes I'll need. Instant hearts are stored 40 or 60. Max charge is increased, whatever. Gives immunity to damage. Like, whatever. I need a truth rune for that? Oof. Heal. Don't really care. Corrupted ring. Meh. Quiver could be useful. Crypt arrow is more chance for them to explode. Ba ba ba. Okay, whatever. I think, honestly, the thing to really go for here is Amulet of Life. Costs 10 grand. Or, buy the extra slot, just equip Amulet of Mana. That way I don't have to worry about Leap of... Buy the extra slot, equip the Amulet of Mana. Which means that this, which costs 2, I can effectively use every 10 seconds without having to worry about it.
Returning customer.
What can I afford to upgrade now? Flies? Meh. Meh. No, that costs too much. Splitting bow? Apparently, I have. For some reason, epic arrow. Yeah, I don't care enough. Oh, okay. Well, that's cool. Yeah, no, I'm good. Oh. Go to hell. Uh. Alright, sure, let's fight the anti-pope, sure.
Time to join my dark flock, adventurer. On your knees.
Lord. Eh?
Reject false idols. All you need is faith. Faith in the archdemon.
You took all of my cards and now I have to go and explore while still fighting in order to pick up...
You will regret that.
For all those cards I spent all that time trying to get, I now have to search through all of this just to get them back. They're froggified. Yeah, you technically have them. If you try to, like, leave, blah, 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 you'll be fine. But we also have these. How stupid is it that I got the poison arrows back immediately, and all of the enemies are poisoned? There's no point having poison arrows against poison enemies, I think. Gotta use such fire arrows back. I don't have my regen, but I do have heal available. So I really do like this weird challenge that's got going on here. Because you take all the cards that you don't want to necessarily use, like Heal or Phantom Ring, and it's like, oh yeah? Well, now you use them. Equip a slot with the card 100 times in total. It ends up, I mean, like, yeah, I can just keep using Heal. I don't need red tears. Since I have mana regen, I can just heal instead of using cast heal instead of using potions. I don't have to acquire potions. It costs, what, 5 seconds to regen. Heals 1 heart every 0.75 seconds. So that heals approximately, what, plus a 1/4? About 20-ish. But that way, whatever, vamp gloves are... Don't care enough to hold a remedy. Nope, don't even want to consider it. Nope. And then it's just a matter of, it's like, yep, I've gotten one of my good cards back. But I do really appreciate how this kind of, like, teaches you kind of, like, oh, hey, maybe this card that you said you didn't like, maybe it's actually pretty good. Like, heal instead of a healing potion. I don't really want to cross the electricity there. Still don't know what all these golden keys are going to be good for, but maybe they'll be for something. Okay, cool. Quiver. Still want my boots, though, so I can walk across the fire without, like, dying. And I do want my regen. I think that's the biggest thing, because the potion was just a whole bunch of health at once in emergency. Alright, cool. Put away the claws, put away the knock, put away the vampire gloves. Put away that. Keep these things. Oh good, my boots! You get a new card, and then you immediately face off against, like, 2 enemies at once. And it's like, oh, this is a good time to use the new card. It's like, no, just falling back to, running away. Why are there 2 cards at once? Did I have, like, more cards than it had, like, allocated for? So it's like, Put an extra card at the end of one of the paths. Like, I do feel like maybe I've gotten a lot of cards, but that's just a maybe. Yeah, no, me good. I'm 1 health off of max. That kind of bothers me a little. Look, I could just warp right back to town. Yeah, reject your false idols. Yeah, you lose all of your equipment and all of your spells. They get scattered around the place. If you can find them again, you can use them. Honestly, sounds like something that could make for kind of awesome, like, D&D session. Yeah, no, you just lose all of your special abilities. Some weird trickster god made you lose all of your abilities. You can find them just lying around again and get them back. But that's just the thing. You have to find them again. I say keep the heal spell until I get my Ring of Regen. Of life. Destroy 10,000 monster hearts. Wow. You haven't killed the boss. Oh, gee. No, right, because it's like this way, right? Yeah. Well, I'm sorry, that could still... Alright, blah, blah, blah. Didn't reach the end, blah, blah, blah. There, are you happy now? Blah, blah, blah. Didn't go down that path, blah, blah, blah.
Oh boy, here I go slaying again.
Yeah, I really didn't want the character to go that way. Okay. It's like Pac-Man, they wrap around. Why do they wrap around? What use is that going to be for me? I have no idea. I'm sure we're going to find out. Eventually.
Too weak to face me without your puny cards? Very well, it will be more educational when the will of Archdemon grants you to be faithful.
Say your last prayer, Bishop.
Let me rekindle your faith.
Oh no, it's a whole bunch of enemies. If only I knew exactly the techniques and abilities that I needed to deal with a whole bunch of enemies at once.
Did you know hell can actually freeze over?
Oh no, now it's a bunch of cold enemies. Again, if only I knew how to deal with these.
Salem, Maleo, Cantalupe. Salem Maleo Catalupe!
Oh, that skull. Okay, cool. I'm just walking through all this poison. I don't really care enough.
Vade Retro Satanus!
I feel like I could win even if my only card was the Amulet of Life. Like, the card is really good.
On you, Master will avenge me!
Wee, 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 wee. Like, right?
Not so cocky when full of arrows, eh?
Legendary card to be identified. Let's go.
So the anti-pope is dead. Thank you for ending his reign. I'm sure the heavens would prefer me to be the one who brought him down and balanced.
Hey, yo, can you identify this card that the Archdemon dropped? Okay, thanks. So only one.
Oh, I can see your future is very grim.
$18 missiles instead of just one. Maybe I will go with this poisonous hail. Oh my gosh. Now here's what the interesting thing. Chance to launch a hail of, say, 18 missiles instead of just one, 6%. So there's a 6% chance that I'll launch 18 while only costing one. And if, for example, all of them were to miss, I could recover 9. So maybe by, say, level 3, I'd be able to, you know, have a higher chance of launching even more missiles and a bigger chance of getting them back, so I could just keep firing at nothing. Probably. I mean, probably not, right? Like, surely not. Cooldown time 2 minutes. Cooldown time 1 minute. Increase the amount of uses. That's it. Let's get 2 more life runes. Yeah, just upgrade this. It's like, yeah, what else could? To be fair, this is just like the common version too. A legendary of that. Oh gosh. Oh. And technically I could get an extra death boon. I generate mana faster. But I don't use mana for a leap of faith. And I don't necessarily need to use that constantly. Current time is 5 seconds, so that's enough to restore one of the two anyway. Yeah, no. Cataboom! Nah. The ending game. Let's go about. Oh, the length of the rest of the episode. 5 floors versus 5 floors. Sure, fine. I want to start considering changing to ice arrows. Just a thought. I don't know. Can burn your mana with their attacks. Your artifacts get disabled right to left.
After all, I went to hell.
Okay, okay. That's a good warning. Thank you for the warning. The egg. Hey, look, I leveled up. Huh. Caps Lock puts captions on everything. That's curious, and interesting, and neat. I don't know if the game has told me that it does that. All I'm aware is that I figured it out by accident now. I'm relatively fine.
That's what I'm talking about.
It's an interesting thing that could make for a curious conversation. Metagaming is very much frowned upon in stuff like Dungeons and Dragons. Even though you, the player, know things, your characters aren't supposed to know those same things. So it's very much frowned upon when the players are like, oh, I know that that's a troll. It only takes damage. Like, it only takes damage from fire and acid. Because it has regeneration of this value. It also has an AC of this. So... it's like... oh yes, I've seen that monster in the monster manual. I know all of its stats, and I can act accordingly. This thing has a weakness to slashing type damage, so I'm going to take this sword that my character never uses and actually use it against this one enemy, specifically because it'll be more effective than using my regular mace. Slash hammer, slash whatever. And it's very much frowned upon when players do it. But yet, when a DM does it, it's considered just a good thing. Like, oh yes, the player has like a such and such system, so if any enemy like charges at them, the enemy will be like immediately like take a whole bunch of damage because they can set for a charge at like instant speed, whatever. Or something, you know. It's like, oh yeah, the player has like celerity, so they like wait for the enemy to come up close, then they celerity and one-shot the enemy before the enemy actually attacks. And then the DM goes, cool, well I know the player can do this, so I'll just have like the enemy respond to the player's celerity with their own celerity. Or, okay, cool. I'll just have all of the enemies attack from outside that player character's reach, so their celerity doesn't do anything. Either using, like, long spears, or just using, like, ranged attacks only. Ever. Because I know that that's how the player goes, so every single one of my enemies are also going to know to do that. Yay, aren't I the best? I totally outsmarted my player. And it's like, I'm pretty sure that a way that you could do that without being mean about it is have enough encounters going on where the player cannot just use celerity tactics for every single fight. They're bound to run out of spell slots eventually, and if the player has some sort of like magic item, whatever, that grants them infinite celerities, cool, they can still only do it once per round. Oh cool, leveled up. Because, like, the days from celerity, like, I looked up, I couldn't find a way to deal with it. If, of course, the player is able to deal with the days from the celerity and still have their own full turn after, blah blah blah, they still only should get one reaction between each of their turns, so they shouldn't be allowed, rules as written, to do it more than, you know, once per turn order, okay? So you could always just have a battle with, like, a whole bunch of minions attack them. Or, and this one's, like, the sketchiest of the bunch, but just hear me out here, or you could let the player just get away with doing this sick play until they get tired of it, and then they decide to start doing something else. That's the thing that people don't really tend to do. Some people want to go into games and be like, yeah, I win, I killed all the other players, I win, I win, I win. And it's like, the way to deal with that isn't just, you know, complain to them, like, sure, talk to them about it. It's like, why do you think that killing all the other players means, like, all of our other characters means that you win? That's ridiculous, we're all here to have fun. Whereas the player's like, yeah, but I won because I killed all of you, yay! I mean, it's like, okay, whatever, you know what? Let's play D&D. You can do whatever you want. They sit down, it's like, okay, let's start the game. They just like, I win. It's like, okay, you win. Hey, we have time. Let's play another game. Go through all the character building stuff, give them whatever cool, awesome stuff they want. Sit down, they could just go, I win. It's like, okay, cool. Hey, we still have time. Let's do another campaign. And like do that over and over again until maybe eventually they stop just going. It's like, oh, by the way, at the start of the game, I win again, because, like, eventually, they should get tired of that. Of course, everyone else is already going to be sick and tired of it. So, you know, outpatiencing them isn't going to necessarily work, but that's assuming that outpatiencing them will even work in the first place. Big assumptions. I don't know your players. And then eventually they won't immediately go, I win! Because then that means that they have to, you know, stop, make a new character, blah, blah, blah. Sit down a new game. Eventually it's like, okay, well, let's just see where this goes. So it's like, okay, well, blah, 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 such and such happens. It's like, yeah, I do this awesome thing, defeat all the enemies. Like, okay, sure, whatever. I do the exact same thing, defeat all the enemies. Alright, sure, all the enemies dead. Move on. Don't give it fanfare. Don't say it's like, oh yeah, that was an awesome... Like, nope, just, okay, they're dead. Move on. Another encounter's like, I kill them all with my... I pull out my gun and I just shoot them. It's like, okay, they're dead. No, you don't have to roll for it. You pull out your gun. What are they gonna do about it? It's like, oh, don't I have to roll to hit? Like, no, you gave yourself that ability. You never miss, so there's no point in rolling, and the minimum damage of a gun attack is enough to kill them, so no need to roll for damage either. Yeah, no, you pull your gun and shoot them, you just win. Okay, but maybe I, like, want to try to aim. It's like, oh, well, too bad. You gave yourself an ability that means that you never have to actually try to aim again. No dice rolling, you just win every encounter. Instantly. And then maybe it's like, okay, I'll pull out my sword. Maybe the sword doesn't kill them. It's like, no, actually, you only gave yourself a Vorpal sword, so, yeah. You gave yourself a custom Vorpal sword of auto crits, so yeah, no, it just instantly kills them anyway. You win. Congratulations. I guess. Whatever. And eventually, yeah, counting on them eventually just getting so bored with it that they just don't want to do that anymore. And yeah, of course, trying to hold like an entire table hostage for one person to do this would suck for the whole rest of the table. I think I more or less did something similar with my cousin a few years ago. I think he was like 10 or so at the time. He wanted to play some... Yeah, he wanted us to do some, like, Minecraft on console together. I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever. But, like, I'm here to keep you entertained. Well, my aunt is, like, busy, so you want to do some Minecraft together? Okay, I know Minecraft. I can do that. No big deal. We can... It's like, I'm just here to make sure you don't, like, accidentally burn down the house or something. And then it's like, we start off, I'm in survival, you know, punching down trees and stuff, because it's starting a new world. He gave himself, like, creative mode, teleport me into the sky, so I drop down and die. I'm like, okay. Respawned, started collecting wood again, because... like, frankly, I was prepared to just... anything from sitting there in silence for, like, the full hour that I was looking after him, and just... to... actively trying to fight him as he tries to do stupid things. So just letting him have God mode in a video game and to kill off my video game character over and over again. Frankly, much less concern. Wait, that wasn't the chest that I walked by and didn't open? Quite a few enemies around here. Huh. I mean, sure, some of my most fun D&D games have been, like, ones... some of my most fun D&D games have been one where I, you know, had a character that was very much outside the box and different. And just, like, heck yeah, I had fun playing Marissa, who basically just couldn't die. Because they gave her a whole bunch of different sorts of protections and epic high AC and a really good, like, 2 attack roll. Not actually epic damage, but she tanked like a beast. Like, she was solid. Yeah, that was fun, even though it was like a rather OP character, but in that campaign, all of our characters are really OP. Current game, I'm also playing a basically can't be killed character, and due to plot stuff that I didn't actually quite talk out with the DM, I told him that I had ideas and mentioned what the ideas were for the character, and then he was like, okay, cool, whatever, and then just kind of moved on without wanting to elaborate further. So I guess if the event happens, it'll be a surprise to all of them, to all the other players and the DM. But also, some of the most fun playing D&D were times where I lost. Because playing the Dungeon Master, basically, that's your job, right? You have to lose. You have to lose without trying to, yeah, or trying to not make it obvious that you're trying to lose. Oh my gosh, I am being so absolutely swarmed here. It is actually just insane. I was holding a different button for that. You can't even fire your bow at, like, a different enemy when one is too close. You have to just, like, punch whatever's closest. Sometimes losing a game can be fun if you do it fun. I played some Magic the Gathering today, and I was, like, absolutely arch-enemy. Like, I was in, like, the best position, had board full of things, just doing a bunch of game actions every turn. I was starting to feel so guilty about it, and just trying to, like, speed up my turns and stuff. Like, if I had actually won, I would have felt so bad. Everyone, like, no one was giving me grief, though. Like, no one was expressing annoyance or anything at it. And eventually I kind of maybe just let the table team up and kill me, and then when I realized that they weren't going to take the proper game actions that would be required to kill me, I made sure to tell them, I was like, no, take the game actions, do this thing. Like, it's free, you might as well. Go ahead, just do it. Like, okay, yeah, that makes sense, we'll do it. Like, cool. Now, your turn. Kill me. Actually, even... Okay, so what it was... Player 1 was... Okay, I guess I was playing 1, whatever. Opponent 1 was basically trying to keep me from getting too far ahead. They were making tokens, they were attacking me, they were taking, like, the brunt of my attacks. I would swing at them for, like, 40, and they would only wind up taking, like, 10. Like, they were the tank, they were tanking it. Opponent number 2 was just, like, kind of pinging me here and there. Not very much. They definitely could have been doing more to slow me down, but you know what? It's fine. But then, they cast a spell... They cast Emrakul, the Promised End. Take control of an opponent during that opponent's next turn. After their turn, they get an extra turn. Instead of taking control of me and my turns, because according to them, my turns are too complicated, and frankly, I don't blame them for saying that, they took control of opponent 3. during the opponent's 3 turn that they took, they were able to cast opponent 3's commander, which I had 14 commander damage from. It was a 3/2. That, due to actions I took, for 10 seconds, you take no damage. Weird. Due to actions, basically due to a block that I made during opponent 2's turn, I wasn't able to block opponent 3's commander. It had, like, menace and, like, fear. Intimidate? Fear. And I only had, like, 1 black creature out, so I wouldn't be able to block it. But, of course, they didn't even have their commander out at the time. Well, again, opponent 2 took opponent 3's turn, and basically just went, well, there's nothing I can do, just pass your turn. I was there like, whoa, hold on. They have enough mana to cast their commander. Force them to cast their commander. It's like, oh yeah, good point. So they cast opponent 3's commander, then opponent 3 took their normal turn, gave their commander double strike to attack me. So the double strike would bring me to 20 commander damage from them. 21 commander damage is lethal. My life total was so high that the actual losing of life didn't matter. But I was like... And they had a... It's like they could not pump their commander's power anymore. Like, that was all the damage they had available. It's like, if you just pump that damage up by 1 more, I'm dead. It's like, no, can't do it. But whatever, they gave it double strike. So, you know, hey, that's something that might be able to help. And they gave it an ability where when it deals combat damage to a player, they look at the top that number of cards. They may cast one of those cards for free. It's like, they got to look at the top 3 cards. It's like, hey, if any of those increase your commander's power by 1, even just 1, I am dead. And yeah, they had it. They had an equipment in there that increased their commander's power by 1. It was literally just enough. It was an equipment. Anyway, I think, oh, that doesn't work. Equip is sorcery speed. It's an equipment that auto-equips and gives, like, +1/+1. And it's like, all 3 of my opponents and me had to work together to take me down. And I'm like, heck yes. You worked together, you did it. We did it. I'm part of the group too, y'all. It was a 4v1 game. And it's like, I had flashbacks to, like, playing D&D. And it's like, yeah, I put some monster in the way that maybe I misjudged, like, the party's, like, power level, or maybe I just... Or maybe there was just a bit of an accident and... Ouch. The party is just able to deal more damage than I thought. No, the party is... Blech. Maybe the encounter was a bit too tough for them. Or maybe the boss is just rolling stupid well while the party is rolling terribly. That tends to happen to my party sometimes, and I always feel so bad when it does, but it's like... It's like I'm not about to just start fudging dice when everyone can see that the DM is rolling like 19s and the players are rolling 5s. Ugh. Had basically that happen earlier today while playing Ponies. My Little Pony tabletop game? Yeah. Just against a couple of weak little enemies. But the players kept rolling super low. I think if the player... Like, they needed like a 13 to hit, and the players are rolling like D20s plus like D4s, and still rolling less than 13. And it's like, it's not my fault that you are all rolling super low. And the enemies were attacking for like a D20 plus a D2, and need to hit, I think, like 15s or so to hit. Literally one roll. 4 enemies attacked. 20, 20, 21, 3. Like, I'm sorry, but like I wrote that openly on Roll20. Like, I'm not going to say it's like, oh, does a 14 hit? Yes, shoot. Does a 13 hit? It's like, no, like whatever. You see what it is? To be fair, the party wasn't like close to TPKing. Like, but also that wasn't supposed to be like a boss fight or anything. That was just a random encounter. The players have started getting to know me way too well, which got a bit annoying. It's like, oh, as you travel along, you find like a puddle on, like a, you know, a small pond, like a large puddle on the floor. One of them just goes like, oh, everybody come together. There's fish in here. They're gonna attack us. I'm like, what? Just because I use the same fish attacking you enemy 3 times so far, you think I'm gonna do it a 4th time? I say, trying to subtly tear up my notes that say the fish, the Bitacuda. As I try to tear up my notes that say the Bitacudas attack the party. It's like, what? No, no, the fish aren't going to attack. No. It's just some water. That's it's too murky to actually see the bottom. Yes, yes. It's too murky. You can't really make out what's in the water from looking at it from the surface. Yo, guys, there's some fish in some Bitacudas in here. They're gonna try to attack us. Let's get the party together so we can be ready for this fight. What? There's no Bitacudas. We're playing like over like the internet, no like webcams, no seeing each other. They're just like, what's that sound of tearing paper? Hi, what do you want? Well, that was easy.
Oh, great.
50 dungeon levels. Still one more floor to go. Maybe I should have gone for the slightly shorter one. Whatevs. Sometimes you only kind of barely trigger the mini boss fight music. And it's absolutely hilarious when that happens. It plays one note of it. Hey, I killed a big old enemy. I don't have to worry about things despawning or nothing. They attack so infrequently. But yeah, DMing is such a weird thing, cause like, I want to make all like these cool like scenarios and encounters. It's like writing and stuff, right? Except, it's like writing, except you don't get to control the main characters of the story, but you still have to try to make sure that they win. Like, the main character's still supposed to succeed, but you can't control them. You can't really control, like, what characteristics they have, how they act to certain things, what they wind up doing, whether they're actually even, like, really heroic or not. Like, all you can do is control the world around them and hope that they still manage to succeed, and it's still a good story. And it's like, yeah. So, trying to write a book and then the main character is just like, yeah, but what if I want to try to, you know, shoplift? What if I want to spend the next 6 hours shoplifting? It's like, that's not a compelling story. But this is how I have fun, by pretending to shoplift in a game at a store where I could easily afford, like, I could easily afford to buy the entire store, but I want to shoplift. There's some rusted copper pieces. You said there's a rusted penny on the floor. I want to shoplift it. It's a rusted penny on the floor. You could just pick it up and, like, take it for free. No, but I want to roll my shoplifting skill. I got a -5 to my shoplifting. How did my shoplifting do? My end result is a 2. Did I shoplift the rusted penny? It's like, you rolled so badly that everyone just kind of looks at you as you pick up the rusted penny. What? What do you mean I didn't do well? I rolled for it. I should succeed. That's what rolling for it means, right? You have to succeed. And it's like, dear Lord, please give me people who understand consequences. And then, of course, there are the DMs who flat out say, it's like, oh, your actions have consequences in this game. And from what I've heard of those stories, because I don't think I've ever actually played with the DM like that. Okay, wait. I think I've played with at least 2 who tried to pull the whole, oh, your actions will have consequences. And both times, like, not enough stuff happened for things to have had consequences. It's like, oh, your actions have consequences. Okay, anyway, wait. This is... We'll play 1 session. The game will be over. The game won't last long enough for your actions to have consequences. Or else, like, yeah, there's more sessions. Yeah, nobody really cares that you try to, like, attack the merchant. It's fine. It's whatever. It doesn't matter. It's just like, oh. But, like, yeah, I want to have compelling stories, and it's like, you always have to try to explain similar same few things, like, why is it that this party is, like, the only party that seems to be adventuring ever? Like, why don't other adventuring parties ever get together and also do well? Why couldn't there be, you know, like, anyone of a higher level in this town that they are in, or, you know, anyone else of the same level who could also be taking these quests that the party is taking and then just not doing for months on end? Why isn't there anyone to avenge the shopkeeper and to steal back their rusted penny? It's like there should be, but then that takes stuff away from your heroes. It's like, are they really still your heroes if all they want to do is kill NPCs? And it's like, yeah, sometimes it feels like you're just trying to write a book and trying to convince the main characters to win. And sometimes it's like you're just babysitting a bunch of what's the word? Like arsonist, but pyromaniac. Sometimes it's like you're just babysitting a bunch of pyromaniacs. My memory is foggy on this one, but I have a feeling that I was once like at a in-person game and someone either tried to or joked. I don't know if they joked about it or if they actually attempted it or if they actually did set like a character sheet on fire. Like they had a lighter, they're holding a character sheet. It's like, hey, I could do this. I don't think they actually did set it on fire. But I have a memory of someone just like, it's like, well, this character's dead. And then like immediately putting it out again. But it's like, dude, that's fire and this table is wood. No. To do. I don't know why, but sometimes I just get the feeling it's like, ooh, I should try to host another D&D campaign. Like, I am already hosting a D&D like tabletop game. It's already too much. Although, to be fair, if I could find either like the same people or a new group of people, I like my group of pony players. They're a good group. The campaign that we're running, I had not intended to go on this long, so every week I'm basically just making up a whole bunch more stuff as we go. And the players seem to still be fine with it, but it's like, yeah, I'm just working on making more stuff up. That's it. Like, exploring a dungeon that I had no intention of actually putting in originally, but they wanted to try swimming through some random, like, underground, underwater section. Instead of just telling them, oh, you don't find anything, I wanted to reward their ingenuity by having them find something down there. So I decided, you know what? Yeah, you find something. You find a lot of something. It's scary and dangerous and underwater and really not suitable for your current level. It's like, okay, cool, we'll do it anyway. And it's just... It's like, it's not supposed to be good for you. Whatever, they wanted to do it anyway. Yeah, it's the place with the yeah, it's a whole underwater area. They fought some Barracudas to get down there. Have you heard of Barracudas? They're fish that can attack you. They seem like a really fun enemy. I can't wait to use them in a game at some point. I'm going to be running a D&D game at some point. Not even ponies, D&D. And still bring in the Barracudas. And nobody will understand why I find them funny. The thing is, the only, like, low-level enemy that could actually pose a threat to, like, a first or second level party. Because everything else is either, like, challenge rating, like, 4 or above, so way too much for a level 1 party. Or it's, like, 1 Parasprite, which is either nothing to a level 1 party, or if they don't kill it within 2 rounds, it starts to become way too much for a level 1 party. Technically, an expansion book has the Breezies that are also challenge level 1, so you could have them fight against one singular Breezy as a level 1 party. I refluxed Breezies to have the party face against earlier, so... Alright. Well, you know how it goes. We'll go to town next time and see what we get. Until then, I need, like, some water or something. Maybe I should sleep? Maybe not? I don't know.